The stranger on the train. The train rattled through the green countryside, its rhythmic sounds making Emma feel sleepy. She was traveling to visit her cousin in another city, a 3-hour journey that felt both exciting and lonely. As the landscape flew by, she noticed an elderly man sitting across from her. He had kind eyes and silver hair, and he was reading a thick book with a faded cover. "Interesting book?" Emma asked, trying to be friendly. She had been practicing her English and thought this would be good practice. The man looked up and smiled. "It's about lost treasures," he said. "My name is Arthur. Are you traveling far?" "Just to Maple Creek," Emma replied. "I'm visiting family." Arthur nodded. "I used to live there many years ago. It's a beautiful place, full of secrets." He pointed to an old black and white photo in his book. "This is my grandfather. He hid a family treasure somewhere in Maple Creek before he passed away, and I've been trying to find it for years." Emma's eyes widened with curiosity. "What kind of treasure?" "Not gold or jewels," Arthur said softly. "It's a collection of letters and a small music box that belonged to my grandmother. The letters tell the story of how they met during the war. The music box plays their favorite song. My grandfather said he hid it in a place that meant everything to them, but he never told anyone where." As the train continued its journey, Arthur shared more stories about his grandparents. Emma listened, fascinated. She learned that Arthur's grandfather was a musician and his grandmother was a nurse. They had fallen in love secretly because their families didn't approve. The music box was the first gift he ever gave her. "Could I help you look for it?" Emma asked suddenly. "I'm staying for a week, and I love mysteries." Arthur looked surprised but pleased. "That's very kind of you. But I must warn you, I've searched many times without success. All I have is this clue." He showed Emma a small piece of paper with a handwritten riddle. Asterisk where melodies dance and memories grow. Under the watch of what we both know. Find the heart where our love first bloomed. In the quietest hour, when the moon is tuned, asterisk. Emma read the riddle several times. Melodies dance, that must be about music. And memories grow, maybe a garden? What places did they love in Maple Creek? Arthur thought for a moment. They loved the old town square, especially the fountain. And there's the community garden near the river. My grandfather proposed to her in that garden. When the train arrived at Maple Creek Station, Emma and Arthur exchanged phone numbers. "I'll call you tomorrow," Emma promised. "We can start our search then." The next morning, Emma met Arthur at the community garden. It was beautiful, with colorful flowers and winding paths. They looked around the garden, searching for any place that might match the riddle. They checked under benches, near special trees, and around the old stone fountain, but found nothing. "Maybe we're missing something," Emma said, reading the riddle again. "Under the watch of what we both know, what does that mean?" Arthur's eyes lit up. "The town clock. My grandparents used to meet under the town clock every Saturday. They called it their watching friend because it always told them when it was time to meet. They hurried to the town square where an ancient clock tower stood. The area around the clock was paved with stones, and there were no obvious hiding places." Emma noticed a loose stone at the base of the clock tower. "Arthur, look at this." Together, they managed to lift the heavy stone. Underneath, they found a small metal box, but when Arthur opened it, they discovered it only contained some old coins and a note that read, "Not here, but you're getting warmer. Follow the music." Emma felt disappointed but Arthur smiled. "This is more than I've found in years. My grandfather must have left these clues. He loved games and puzzles." They spent the next 2 days visiting every music-related place in town, the old concert hall, the music school, even the antique shop that sold vintage records. At each place, they found small clues leading them to the next location. Emma found herself enjoying the adventure more than she had expected. She was learning not just about Arthur's family history, but about the town itself. On the third day, while sitting in a small cafe, Emma had an idea. The riddle says where melodies dance and memories grow. What if it's not about a place with music, but a place where music naturally happens? Like where birds sing? And memories grow, what if it's literally about something growing? Arthur thought for a long moment. The old oak tree in Riverside Park. My grandparents planted a tree there when they got married. They used to say that as the tree grew, so would their love. And birds always sang in its branches. They rushed to Riverside Park and found the massive oak tree, now tall and strong after decades of growth. At its base, partly hidden by roots, was a small wooden door cleverly built into the tree's trunk. With trembling hands, Arthur opened it. Inside rested a beautiful antique music box and a bundle of letters tied with a faded ribbon. Arthur carefully lifted the music box and opened it. A gentle melody began to play, the same song his grandfather had composed for his grandmother. Tears filled Arthur's eyes as he read the first letter. "My dearest Clara," it began, "if you're reading this, know that my love for you has never faded." Emma watched quietly, feeling both happy and privileged to witness this moment. She had started as a stranger on a train and ended up helping solve a mystery that meant everything to this kind man. "I can never thank you enough," Arthur said, his voice thick with emotion. "For 30 years I've been looking for this. I almost gave up so many times." "You would have found it eventually," Emma said modestly. Arthur shook his head. "No, I don't think so. I was looking with sad eyes, remembering what was lost. You looked with hopeful eyes, imagining what could be found. That made all the difference." He insisted that Emma keep one thing from the treasure, a small silver locket that contained pictures of his grandparents. "So you'll always remember that sometimes, strangers on trains can become lifelong friends," he said. When Emma returned home a week later, she didn't just have souvenirs from her trip. She had a new friend and a story she would tell for years to come about how a chance meeting on a train led to discovering lost love, and how helping someone else find their past had helped her understand the beauty of human connections. Sometimes, she would take out the locket and remember Arthur's words, "The greatest treasures aren't what we find, but the stories we live and the friends we make along the way." And she would smile, knowing that some strangers are just friends we haven't met yet.